Hold on one moment. Where's the mute button? There we go. Alright. So, I am presently, let's see, it's 11 o'clock on, what is today? I don't know. I don't know what it is. The 18th of September? I think that's what it is. The 18th of September. No, it's still the 17th. Sorry, it's the 17th of September. Anyway, 11 o'clock on the 17th of September. I'm watching sumo on YouTube right now, live. So, I am going to discuss something that, honestly, I've never talked about on YouTube before. Football. The story really goes back to my childhood. Before the Indianapolis Colts, as a matter of fact, back when they were still Baltimore, I enjoy football. I always have enjoyed football. As a matter of fact, when I was, my mom even started watching football because I watched it as a teenager, and she got interested. Now, when she first started watching it, and I'm not kidding, she used to think that the replays were actually other plays. She would yell and scream at the TV, and then she'd like, "Didn't they just do that?" I'm like, "That's a replay. They're just showing that again." But anyway, she always liked the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, from day one, Dallas Cowboys were her team, and to this day, they still are. Back when I was younger, I just liked whatever. I didn't have any favorite team. I just liked watching football. Then the Indianapolis Colts were purchased from Baltimore, and I remember sitting there in the dead of winter watching TV on the news, watching those Mayflower vans going down the highway coming to Indianapolis. I remember the huge snowstorms that they were going through and all that. Very vividly remember that. But they had to sneak out of Baltimore in the middle of the night because Baltimore didn't really want to let them go. It was kind of a thing for a while. But they became the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I've always liked the Indianapolis Colts from the day they got here and until today. I still like the Colts. I was a huge fan in high school, even though I got picked on and made fun of because back then the Colts couldn't even win a preseason game, and they would run their main guys against the rookies of the other team just to try to win a preseason game, and they couldn't even win that. So, Colts have been through a lot. But the story's got nothing to... It's not about the Colts. Well, it kind of is. So I did mention that my mom got into watching football, and to this day she still watches it, and she still loves the Dallas Cowboys. So, back when I was a teenager, Dallas Cowboys had a quarterback. His name was Danny White. Now, I remember him being a total prick. I couldn't stand that guy. I didn't like his attitude. He was cocky. He just was not a team player. It just didn't like him. Just didn't like him at all. Now, he had this thing, and he did a lot of interviews, and he talked about it. But he would not run the ball. He would not run the ball. He would have a clear field in front of him, and he would not take a step. He would not run the ball no matter what. And it used to piss me off when I was much younger. I'm like, dude, you could go 30 yards. No one's even close to you. Run. He wouldn't do it. And during many interviews, he would tell you, he goes, "That's not my job." He just said, "That's not my job. I'm the quarterback. My job is not to be running. That's not my job. I ain't doing it." And he wouldn't either. Now, when I was younger, probably a lot more stupid. I just didn't like that. That was just ridiculous. How dare he, especially when there's a wife. Now, okay, even today, I mean, if you've got 30 yards in front of you and nobody's open, run. That's fine. All right. But now that I've gotten older and hopefully a little bit wiser, I say this, okay, and I'm going to jump back to Danny White. A quarterback's job is not to run the fucking ball. That's not their job. They're not a running back. All right. If you want to run the ball, be a running back. If you want to be a quarterback, if you want to lead the team and throw the ball or hand it off to somebody else to run it, then you be a quarterback. Don't try to be a quarterback and a running back at the same time. That pisses me off bigger than shit. It just, you don't see freaking centers trying to kick the ball. You don't see anybody else trying to do somebody else's job out there. It irritates the crap out of me when I see quarterbacks that just refuse to give the ball to the people that are supposed to be running it and try to do it themselves. To me, that's cocky. It's irritating. It's egotistical, and it just pisses me off anytime I see it. Especially if they don't have 30 yards in front of them that are wide open. All right, if you're trying to run through people, or you could have threw the ball or handed it off to somebody, but you just didn't do it, and because you want to run and you want to be the only guy out there. Can't stand quarterbacks like that. Now, I get that these guys are young, 20-year-old punk kids who are making millions of dollars, and everyone tells them they're so freaking awesome and they're so good and they can't do wrong, and they're so athletic and blah 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 blah. Quarterback's job is not to run the fucking ball. All right? When you get a quarterback that does that, first of all, I don't like them. Plain and simple. I'm not going to like you because you're not doing the running. You're not a running back. It's not your job. Your job is to freaking throw the ball to somebody or hand it off to somebody. That's your job. So anyway, Indianapolis now has a new quarterback. Young 20-something young kid who just insists on not only being a quarterback, but being a running back as well. It drives me nuts. I can't stand it. So now I don't like the guy. And I'm not going to like the guy. Just not going to. Because I don't like quarterbacks who try to do everything. I did not get to watch tonight's game, all of it. I did watch like the first 20 or 30 minutes of it before I had to go to the dojo and do class. But Indianapolis did win the game, which is fantastic. But I hear that Mr. I want to be a running back and a quarterback, and I don't know, maybe later on he's going to try to kick a field goal too. I don't know. I hear he got hurt again. Now, I don't know how he got hurt. I don't know if it was because he was trying to run the ball or what it was. But, that's what you get. That's what you get for trying to be a quarterback and a running back at the same time. Drives me freaking nuts. I don't like it. Danny White's attitude about I'm the quarterback. My job is not to run the ball, and I'm not going to. Ticked me off when I was 15, 20 years old. Now that I'm 57, I'm like, damn right, dude, that's not your job, so don't do it. Leave that up to the professionals. So anyway, I guess that's my little rant for tonight, and I'm going to get back to watching my sumo, which I've been doing the whole time I've been making this video, so